So this week on the show, on the actual recorded show, Tom and I, we spent a lot of time. I mean, we just got done. We talked about an hour straight about the protests and stuff that's going on. So that's going to be the focus of this next week's show. We wanted to come in and be ha-ha, rah-rah funny, but it's just so hard to ignore the egregiousness of what just happened in this nation. So
it also just felt disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know? So I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that, Cecil. We're at a place where I don't want to be disrespectful. That's how weird 2020's gotten, guys.
Oh, man.
It's a goddamn dumpster
fire. There you go.
It's a goddamn dumpster fire.
There you go.
All the way around.
Yeah. So,
oh, my God.
Okay, so why don't we cover a story real quick? We'll get some people in and move forward. Which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do the sneezing or the Spanish porn star? I just think maybe you should just read the Spanish porn star. Why don't you just do that?
All right, I'm going to do that. Let me call it up here.
So Tom's going to call this one up, and then we'll read it aloud. Tom's just going to read it aloud. We'll stop you along the way, though, okay, as time goes on. So.
Goddamn. All right. I love everything about this, Cecil, but I also love where this comes from within Yahoo's ecosystem. This comes from, and I am not fucking with you people right now. The finance section in Yahoo. What the fuck is going on in the finance section of Yahoo?
Why is it coming from there? I don't get it at all. All right.
Here's the headline. Again, from Yahoo Finance. Spain porn star held after man dies in toad venom ritual.
Wait, say that one more time. I just want to make sure you're not using predictive text to finish that sentence.
I got you. Hold on. No, you might have missed it. Yahoo Finance. Spain porn star held after man dies in toad venom ritual. I love
it. Feels
also that it's not Spanish porn star. Feels a little awkward.
It feels like a Mad Lib. It feels like you're going to say, okay, give me a profession.
Give me a country.
Give me a country. Give me something
give me a
you
section
inhale.
Of a website.
Yeah. give me a financial news site and something you inhale. Well, go ahead. Go. Be free.
Tear gas. Wait, no. Damn it.
No.
Keep it funny. Keep it light,
Spain,
Tom. Keep it light.
Not in Washington, D.C. It's different.
Oh. All right, Madrid. A porn star has been arrested on manslaughter charges following a man's death during a mystic ritual in which he inhaled psychedelic toad venom, Spanish police said Wednesday. This name.
Wait, okay, so let's figure out first.
Yeah. Let's parse this one out together, Cecil.
I'm gonna guess how this happens. You hold the toad and then you do this? Is that you sort of wave it into your mouth, wave it into your nose like you're smelling a freshly baked brownie? Where you're just, how do you inhale
you didn't
the venom?
snort the toad. You gotta waft the toad. Waft
do you
the toad.
Do you just squeeze the toad and like shoot it up your nose? Like, how does this even work? I don't even understand the mechanism in which you do it.
You've got an enormous straw and you're snorting toads. Just
one toad after another.
Like just through. Oh, man. God, it's good toad. Man. Oh.
It goes in and you do that suck the snot from the back of your mouth and you spit the toad out.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
How do you? Oh, that is pure toad. Let me tell you
what.
Do
you cut it with cocaine? Like, what do you do? How does that happen?
You just get a toad and it's just like all baby powder. You're like, this is just a baby powder toad. You're bullshitting me. This is fucking laxatives and toads.
What is this? You take a pestle and you're just scrunching the toad down into like a fine powder so you can snort it.
You like have like your fucking bottle of like your testing kit you bought online. I'm gonna drip this on the toad and see if it turns black. Well, it's not real toad.
Oh, that's weird. This toad is in ketosis. Oh, wrong bottle. Wrong bottle. Damn it.
All right, I pissed on this toad and nothing happened. I don't know. All right, I pee on a lot of things just to test it out.
Okay, so the guy's name, my favorite.
The guy's fucking name,
my favorite.
Nacho Vidal.
Nacho! Shut up!
Nacho man.
That's racist. That's all I'm saying. That's racist. God.
The toads were spicy, but he didn't mind.
He just opens a can of pickled toads and pours them on his.
Oh my god! You know what's
Jesus.
amazing, by the way? Homemade nachos.
Homemade nachos?
You make homemade do you like nachos?
Yeah, they're okay.
I kind of fucking love nachos,
Mm-hmm.
but like they range. They're like one of those foods that ranges from being like absolutely inedibly disgusting to that's really goddamn good, surprisingly.
Yeah.
And like there's somehow no middle ground.
Yeah.
Like you either get awesome nachos that like blow you out of the water, or you're just like so disappointed. Like you couldn't be like, it's just like, I'd rather just eat my own shit than eat these nachos. But if you make them at home,
Yeah.
in the toaster oven, perfection every
They're
time.
perfect.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I figure
homemade nachos are where it's at.
I figure there's a lot of things out there that you make that probably are way better than the thing that they're making that they're slopping together at the TGI Fridays.
Yeah, like I make my own food poisoning
Yeah.
at home. It's better than the food poisoning I've gotten from TGI Fridays. And
With
I've
me,
had it.
With me, it's Chili's. I've been there twice in my life, and both times I got food poisoning. It's the worst roulette wheel in the world. I walked in, I was like, how did I hit it? How did I hit the jackpot 2 times in a row? And one of the worst things is I got sick off of buffalo wings, and I cannot smell buffalo sauce anymore. So I can't eat it. I don't like it. It makes me sick to my stomach. And it ruined me because I really did like that flavor and the the way it went to. And now every time I smell it, I'm like, nope, that's not for me. Can't eat that. Sorry.
Oh, just forever ruined
it. Same thing with tequila.
Yeah.
I got sick of tequila when I was a kid, and I can't drink any tequila.
It's like chili is like that with Haley. She can't I made chili for the first. I haven't made chili in years. I made chili, and I'm like, you want to taste it? I make decent chili.
Yeah.
And she's like, nope.
Yeah.
And she's like, just it's the cumin and the whole smell of it. Like
the whole thing. Yeah.
It's just it's an off limits. It's just a trigger.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's not gonna.
Yeah,
I don't have any of that. I'm too fat for that. Like my body's like I could throw up eating and be like, I'll have seconds.
Don't
Like,
get
I
me wrong.
care.
I don't have a lot of them, but I got like one.
My body's like I'm throwing up. I'm like the dog like licking it off the carpet later. I'm just like it was so good.
Oh yeah, somebody's saying Cecil,
God.
that's the saddest story I've ever heard. Yeah, man, I can't be around it. And there's a place in the suburbs when I go game and hang out with the guys that was making these buffalo chicken sandwiches that they would show up. And they would be this enormous, beautiful sandwich that was, it had
place?
buffalo sauce. I forget. You know, it's one of those places that was in Plainfield. I'm not sure, but it was a beautiful. It looked like a great sandwich. It was on like a pretzel roll, and it had all the trimmings, and it looked like an amazing sandwich. But every time they'd open that sandwich up, and I'd be like, oh,
Oh no.
yeah, it's not pleasant.
Just being around it.
I can't smell it. I don't like to smell it. I can deal with it, but I don't like to smell it. That buffalo sauce really does trigger me into because everything was coming out of me everywhere. Like when I was so sick, I was just like I was a sprinkler that night. Everything just like I was like
Yeah, man.
and then I was like, oh, it's coming out the end. It was fucking out my pores, just like it was unbelievable. It was the worst sick I'd ever been in my entire life. Being food poisoning, your body is just like, I will wring you free. I will wring you like a rag.
Yep.
That's what happens, man. Yeah.
Food poisoning too, like lets you know about 6 seconds before you have it. You're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I feel flushed.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And your eyes start puking. You're just like, what is fucking happening?
I got sick recently when I was right before. I thought I thought I had COVID because it was right before it really became a big thing here in the States, and I got food poisoning, and then the same week I had gotten sick. Like really, really chills, fevery, sick. And I thought I had COVID. I probably didn't, but I thought I might have had it one of the early cases. But when I stood up from the sofa, I thought I was because I slept on the sofa. I was so sick and I was hot and cold all night. And I stood up and I was like, I'm going to be sick. And you know how big my place is. I live in a big place. I could not make it to the bathroom. I had to throw up in the kitchen sink. That's how much. How quick it was. That's how fast it was.
Yeah.
It was just instantaneous. It was just like, and it's your body is just like, nope, everything's gone. The end.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call that TGI Fridays, man.
Yeah.
I had to drive from Naperville to Frankfurt.
Yeah.
And because my dad was super strict. So like he was not about me not being home on time.
Yeah.
You remember this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like you're just home on time.
Sure.
That's just what it was.
Yeah.
And like I had gone out with friends and I went to TGI Fridays and I was driving and I would pull the car over and I would just highway mess
Sure.
myself. I'd just
Highway
be like,
mess,
nah.
yeah.
And I just drove. I could drive like a mile and be like, nah, I guess I'm just going to just ruin the next stretch of highway. Like
Yeah.
just whoever comes by is just going to like boil the fucking streets at this point. Because it's just...
Man, it's something else. And then once you're done, your body's like, you ain't done yet. And then it'll just keep going. And at this point, you're thinking, I am going to reverse my insides. They're just going to come out at a certain point. Your body just expel them like one of those weird toads that spits its stomach out, collects shit, and comes back in. That's what you feel like. It just it's an unreal feeling. It really is.
It is crazy.
It is something
else. And the next
else.
day, you can't pick up a pencil.
It is
You're
something
so weak.
else.
You're just like,
Yeah, I've had it a couple times in my life, maybe 4 or 5 times in my life, and every time I think, I could die now. Dying's okay. I'm okay with dying.
Did you ever give it to yourself?
Oh, I've never gotten sick off of anything that I've done. No.
I gave it to myself making a turkey. Yep.
Oh,
and
no.
nobody else got sick, but I did, and I think that I didn't wash my hands and I made a drink.
Oh no.
That's the only thing I can think, because I was the only one that got sick, and I made a turkey. And it was definitively what it was, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just like, ugh. And now when I cook, I wash my hands as soon as I look at something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I wash my hands about 175 times
I figure that's what's going to happen with COVID too, is that people are just going to learn better hygiene because of it. It's going to be something that's just like going to be ingrained in us from this point on, is that constant washing of the hands. Because I know I wash my hands way more than I ever did in my entire life. And I was pretty conscious of doing it all the time. So, yeah, anyway, let's get back to Nacho Varga or whatever this guy's name is.
All right, so Nacho Mama was detained last week.
Come on. Also, Nacho Varga is from Better Call Saul. Different guy. Anyway, go ahead.
Nacho Vidal was detained last week in the southeastern Valencia region in connection with the death of a man in July of 2019. Media identified the victim as fashion photographer Jose Luis Abad. Quote, the police operation began following the victim's death during the celebration of a mystic ritual based on the inhalation of venom of the Bufo alvarius toad. A police statement said, you know, the guy writing that was like, you know, I'll probably never write again in my career. That sentence.
Those words in that order, never going to happen.
100%.
Never going to happen.
Never writing this again.
Never going to happen.
The toad, a rare species which is native to the Sonoran Desert, stretching from northern Mexico into California and Arizona, which means they imported that toad to Spain to snort the toad.
Did you have to buy a seat for it on the plane and carry it in a carrier?
I'm not licking toads.
Or maybe what they do is when they get the venom from the snake, they have to take it and put it on that little rubber thing and squeeze it and shoot the venom, squeeze the venom out of it or whatever they do.
The thing is, you got to squeeze from the bottom to get all the venom
absolutely,
out, like a
toothpaste tube. You can't do it any other way, because if you do it from the top, then there's all that venom at the bottom that you just can't get out. It's
you
a
can
big
waste
sack
like
of venom.
40 cents worth
Don't
of
want to
venom.
do that.
Toad.
Yeah. Best
toad
way
venom.
to do is to buy the KitchenAid frog roller, and that gets it out, no problem.
Squish 'em.
Can also be used as a pasta machine, but I like it as a frog roller, to be honest.
Frog roller.
I don't like unitaskers. What can I say? You know what I mean? I hate unitaskers.
You know what? Let's be inventive about how we use our appliances.
Absolutely.
You know? Secretes a venom containing a very powerful natural psychedelic substance known as 5-MeO-DMT.
Oh, it's DMT. You get DMT from toads? I didn't know that.
Now I want to go toad hunting in the fucking Sonoran Desert.
How long does DMT last? Do you know? Have you ever? Do you
Not
know
very
anything
long.
about
I watched somebody on YouTube do DMT, and they came all the way up and came all the way down on the same video. And I don't watch long YouTube.
So
videos.
maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't very long at all.
No shit. DMT's that fast, huh?
It sounds fucking baller. Like, it sounds really cool.
Well, it'd be great if you had a
100%
bad
do
trip.
DMT.
You could have a bad trip and then not have to worry because it's going to be over in 5 minutes, you know?
And that's the thing that, like, psychedelics appeal to me in general, but, like, I'm too old and responsible to be able to be like, I got 12 hours that could go bad.
Day. I got a whole day. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, with acid, it's 15 hours. Who has 15 hours?
15 hours?
Yeah.
Look, the thing is, like, 15 hours that go bad?
Yeah.
What are you kidding me?
Oh, man. I had a bad trip in Wisconsin.
I spent 40 hours a week that go bad.
Oh, man. I had a bad trip in Wisconsin when I was in my 20s. And this guy tells we go up to visit this guy, and he's like, hey, let's drop some acid. And so we all pitched in our money, and we all got the acid, and there was enough to buy everybody 1.5 hits. And so we all did 1.5 hits of acid. And so we did this acid, and right away I could tell this was strong shit. It was strong shit. And we were by ourselves. It was the 6 of us or 5 of us in this place where this guy was, and he's in Madison, Wisconsin, so it's a college town, and he's in college at the time. And so we're just tripping. And I remember we were watching the World Series on television. It was in October, and some guy was going to throw a no-hitter. And I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but it meant something to the people who were watching it because they were crying in the audience. And you're tripping watching people crying, watching just boring baseball. It's weird as shit. And I thought for sure that we were watching something taped. I thought he recorded this ahead of time to freak us out while we were, I bet it was live television, and that's what acid makes you think. Anyway, somebody's great idea to go to a party that night, and we decided to go to a party, and that ruined the entire trip. Everybody was so paranoid the rest of the night. And I remember I tried to get away from everybody, and I'm sitting outside, and I'm just trying to stay away from everybody. And this guy comes out, and he said, hey, man, what's up? And he sits down, and they have a couch on their porch, which tells you, it's a college town,
I know
right?
exactly everything I need to know right now.
And so I'm sitting on the couch, and he sits next to me. He's like, what's up, man? I was, hey, man, how you doing? And he said, what's going on? I said, oh, man, I'm just trying to get away from people. I'm tripping tonight, and I just wanted to get away from people. He said, oh, what are you doing? And I said, I did a 1.5 hit of pyramid. And he said, whoa, man, I only do like a 1/4 hit of that stuff. It's so strong. And that sent me over the edge. I was just like, motherfucker. Yeah, it was a really bad trip. But it's long. It takes forever. And I was up all night, and you're uncomfortable. You're basically having a panic attack for 9 hours. It's unpleasant. But it's a great trip. It's a great trip. But if it's not, it's just too long. That's why I'm with you. DMT sounds like a good. That's why I like shrooms. Shrooms are only like 1.5 hours. Shrooms are great.
Really?
Yeah, they're like 1.5 hours. They taste like shit going down, but I had an amazing shrooms trip. It's one of my favorites of all time. It was an amazing body feel, and we were out in the middle of this forest preserve, and it was just amazing. Like the shrooms were great. That was my favorite thing I'd ever done was the shrooms.
So I tried to do shrooms.
Okay.
When I was when we were in college together. So like I was like working full time and going to school full time, and like my calendar was always like really, really full. And I remember like my buddy had shrooms.
Okay.
And I wanted to try them. And so like I called in, took a day off of work. I used to make
nice.
I was like the most responsible 20-year-old ever, right? So like I took a fucking vacation day from work, and I drove over to my buddy's place, and he put him on a Marshallone's pizza. No, he lived next door to Linda's Pizza.
Okay.
Put him on a Linda's Pizza. We ate these fucking shrooms. They tasted like shit. They were on a pizza. And then we're like, okay, well, we're just going to walk downtown in this town called Joliet. We're going to walk over to this cathedral. We're going to hang out and wait for them to do
their thing. Kick in.
And I was so fucking pumped for this, man, because like I had done nothing at all. I had no experience. I had taken the fucking day off. I had planned it like 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
I was doing it. No effect at all.
Nothing, yeah.
I just didn't do enough, or they weren't good.
Or it's maybe cooking them did something. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just don't know. I ate them raw out of a
fucking
baggie.
Nothing.
And they were the worst tasting things in the world. And we all just chowed them down. We're all just looking at each other, and everybody's looking at each other with just this just hatred in their eyes. Everybody hated every moment of that. And I remember because everybody always, it was probably a myth, but they said you drink orange juice when you take acid. So we just washed them down with orange juice, which to be honest was great because they tasted so bad. They needed something. And but we all ate a big handful of them, and we all got really fucking wasted for, I want to say maybe it was like 1 hour to 2 hours. And then we all just came down real fast. And later that night, I remember hanging out and everything was fine. I didn't have any kind of like body aches or weirdness from it. It was actually a really good trip. It was really great.
Yeah, that sounds way better than 12 hours that may go south.
12 hours of a panic attack and then you're sick the next day. Don't sign me up for that again.
Fuck that. Are you sick the next day?
You get. I at least every time I did acid got felt bad, but it could be because it's lack of sleep and your body feels weird. So you kind of have aftershocks afterwards for a little while of the drug sort of leaving your system. At least I did. I don't know how it's supposed to feel normal, but
vary. Right.
So yeah.
Its effects have been compared to ayahuasca, a powerful hallucinogenic concoction from the Amazon consumed as part of a shamanic ritual. Following an 11-month
Squeeze the
inquiry,
shaman.
police arrested Vidal, one of his relatives, and an employee on suspicion of manslaughter and crimes against public health. Investigators say they had discovered such rituals were being carried out regularly on the grounds they offered medicinal benefits. But in reality, this, quote, apparently harmless ancestral ritual posed a serious health risk, luring people who were easily influenced, vulnerable, or who were seeking help for illnesses or addictions using alternative methods. Local press said the ceremony took place in the country residence of Vidal, a media-savvy porn star in his mid-40s, whose Twitter feed is full of ads for his 25-centimeter aromatic candles of the male genitalia, available in black, white, or cerise.
Okay, hold on.
I don't even know
Hold
what
on.
color cerise is.
Okay, that's an almost 10-inch long candle. That
Cecil,
is a long black. That's a long black cock. That's all I'm saying.
That is caliente.
Yeah. And it doesn't even matter if it's on fire, Tom. It's caliente.
It's
You know?
caliente.
Yeah, regardless of if it's on fire or not. Yeah, that's a 10-inch long candle, my friend. That's good
God
stuff.
damn.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to chat here for a minute. How's everybody doing out there in chat? Doing good, folks. Everybody's not happy. You know, the thing is like when I was in Madison and I had that 12-hour long panic attack. That was nothing like the last week panic attack I had for the whole week.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a little different.
How about the 2020 panic attack where you're just always on high
not
alert
great.
and always
Yeah, not great. I'm not great. I wouldn't recommend it to other people. 2020 is a hell of a drug. Let me tell you.
I gotta say, in hindsight, I would not do 2020.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Holy shit! God damn! Somebody on the chat says you got to scare the toad. Then when you scare them, they secrete the fucking magic juice, and then you scrape it off of them.
What the fuck?
What is even that? How do you find out that that's something you can do? Who's the first guy who's like, all right, I scared that toad. Bet that I get fucked up if I fucking snort its fucking fear venom
You're
or
just like,
whatever.
you look at it, you're like, boo! And then you're like rubbing it on your face. You're just like, fucking, yeah, toad.
Because like there had to be that guy who's like, all right, it worked with the toad. What about that skunk?
Yeah.